This week on Six Things, I'm joined by Ashlea Kosikowski and Tim Guinee from Revolution. Really, the blackout hasn't even started yet. We interrupt this broadcast.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Time again for Six Things. I'm Robb Ellis, and on our Six Things countdown, we look at some of the strangest news stories from the past week. And of course, I don't sit here and talk to myself. I have two guests with me, so let's get right to it. Here they are. My first guest, anchor and reporter right here on WECT and Fox Wilmington, Ashlea Kosikowski. And here in town filming for the highly rated NBC show Revolution. You can watch that right here on NBC, Mondays at 10 p.m. Tim Guinee. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
You're in town enjoying filming for Revolution.
Yes, except I have to complain already. Why does Ashlea look so good? It's wrong.
It's every day.
It's disconcerting and it's horrible.
It's every day in
I
this
look like a
newsroom.
troll, and look at her.
No,
oh my
you-
God. Oh, shut up. You
Whatever.
look fantastic. Look
World
at you.
famous
it's awful.
actor right
I know.
here. I mean, I had to get all dressed up.
Please.
I mean, the highest rated debut for a
drama, I believe, in that slot.
3 years?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
He's not going to stop us.
We're very glad that you're here,
Thank
and
you.
we're hoping that
I
you're...
was
And
before
we're
I
loving
saw
the
her.
show. Huge fans. Oh.
Ashlea ruins everything. Kidding, of course.
That's why I'm on episode what of Six Things?
It's 7, or I think
yeah,
we're on
7.
7.
I didn't get invited till the 7th episode.
I had to make sure that
I
we
didn't
had
either.
the best guest possible here for Ashlea. That was the deal.
Oh, okay.
Had to
Oh, I
be
appreciate
the
it.
best guest possible,
So
and then
far,
I'll
you're the
bring
best
you on.
guest. It's all downhill from here.
No, we got 6 things. Let's talk about them. We're going to start with our first topic. Here it is. Now, some folks just cannot hold their liquor. A theme park in England has decided that here's what they're going to do. They're going to use a breathalyzer to determine if the riders are too drunk to ride certain rides. They've had the students from the university nearby come back into town. Vomiting is up 250%, and yes, that was in the article.
250%.
I don't know how they measured that, if they kept records, but what they do is if you're over the limit, they don't kick you out of the park, which is what you would think they would do. They make you go and ride the Swarm. Now, this is the Swarm. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but when you ride the Swarm, they say the increased oxygen flow will help you metabolize the alcohol. I don't know about you, but when I've been drinking, the last thing I want to do is ride you feel like you want to ride a roller coaster. Your body does not.
This feels like you're getting a DWI and they force you to drive in the Indy 500 to me.
Yeah.
I don't really like.
Seems a little backwards.
Yeah, I don't get it at all.
I don't know. I'm always looking for the best hangover cure. You know, mine's usually a little hair of the dog, a little Bloody Mary the next day. I'd be willing to try this.
You know what the best hangover cure for me has always been? Wendy's French fries. Really? Something about Wendy's French fries,
God.
the grease in those French fries, they're or any
And
French
then a
fries
roller
really.
coaster ride.
Yeah, and then the
I
Wendy's
think
fries.
we need
come
one
back.
of these in Wilmington because you know how rowdy it gets downtown.
Put it right on the
weekends.
riverfront.
Yeah,
Right on the
exactly.
riverfront.
I think it'd be great for the community.
I have a niece who we went to a county fair, and she insisted that we ride the tilt-a-whirly thing where it spins really fast and the floor drops out and you get pinned to the wall and it just goes round and round. I was so sick. We got off that thing, and she's like 11, and I was so nauseous. And she said, you know, Uncle Tim, the thing that really helps with that is to drink milkshakes. So I had a vanilla milkshake.
Oh, this
I think
is
she
gonna
was
be
messing with
bad.
you.
Just a nightmare.
This is
just
gonna
a
be
horrible,
bad.
horrible.
Did you revisit the milkshake?
No.
Okay, good.
No,
I didn't know
no,
where we were going with
no,
this story.
that was the end of it. But it was just dumb.
Thank goodness. The last thing I want to do is, especially if you get the spins, you don't want to be on a roller coaster that's going to spin around. It's just not that fun. And it looks like a fun roller coaster, but enjoy it while you're sober.
Well,
I
only
guess.
college kids. I mean,
Yeah,
they get over
really.
hangovers so easily anyway.
It's funny, as you get older, you don't want. I
No.
can't ride the rides like I used to. Let's go on to number 5.
drink.
We're all feeling the economic pinch, and for farmers, corn feed prices, they're going through the roof. So farmers are resorting to some alternative feed. So here's what they're using. Here's the list: gummy worms, marshmallows, Fruit Loops, orange peels, dried cranberries, and they're going to feed that all to our cows. You think
So-
that'll make the milk a little sweeter? I don't know.
These are milk cows?
I don't know if they're dairy cows or if they're...
I just wonder if we're going to have gummy bear tasting milk. That can't be...
The other thing that you didn't mention is they get the cows really stoned first. The cows all have to smoke bongs, and then that induces them
how do they
to
do
want
that with the
chocolate chip
hooves?
cookies. And, I know it's science.
They
and
get the
don't-
munchies.
Don't mess with science, meteorologist boy. They
Gonna blame me for global warming
yeah.
again.
I just kind of say ew, ew. That's all I feel
It
about
just-
that. I need more carcinogenic whatever in my.
Well, they say
in
they
my
are
beef.
beef and dairy cows. So beef and dairy cows, they're now feeding it to. So I don't know if it'll take on the flavor of gummy worms. And
It sounds
orange
so
peels.
wrong anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds wrong. And besides, I mean, isn't that what vegetarians eat? The gummy worms and all the candy and stuff. So now they're
that
having the
seems
cows
wrong
take the
to me. I
vegetarians'
think you're
food.
off slightly on that. They eat something called vegetables.
Oh, okay.
I just find it difficult to believe
They
that
don't eat gummy bears.
No,
it's sugar. Sugar comes from a plant. That's vegetarian, right?
I guess, yeah.
again, you and science, meteorologist boy, leave it alone.
I know. I just find it difficult to believe that gummy worms are cheaper than corn feed. There's a lot of
I don't.
processing that goes into gummy worm creation.
God.
I don't know.
Ick.
Let's move
Bad
on to
idea.
number 4. Okay, imagine you've come back from your fishing trip. You're cleaning the trout or the fish that you've caught.
Because I do that all the time.
I know, Ashley's a big fisher person. I wasn't going to say fisherman. Inside the fish, you find a human finger. This is exactly what happened to a fisherman in Idaho this week. So, here's what he did. He contacted the authorities. They fingerprinted the finger, and they matched it to Hans Galassi, 31. Now, earlier this year, and I do have a picture of this, he lost 4
do you have-
fingers in a wakeboarding accident
Oh.
at the lake. So they say the finger was well preserved because the lake is nice and cold. At first, he didn't want it back, but now he's thinking maybe he could reattach it. Would you reattach the
Is
finger?
it that well preserved that they could?
That's what they said.
I got that beat. I got that story beat.
Uh-oh.
When my wife was a little kid, this is a true story.
Is she going to watch this broadcast?
When my wife was, I mean, this is absolutely, I swear on my mother, my wife was a little kid. Her dog came home, very happy, wagging his tail, the way a dog gets when he's found something and wants to bring it to you. And in his mouth was a human head. I'm not kidding you.
Stop it.
I am completely not kidding you. New Boston, New Hampshire, had a human head in his mouth. It was snowing. They called the local police, who called the state troopers. They could not find the. You're looking at me
no,
like
I'm
it's
waiting
a
for the
joke or something.
punchline.
There's no punchline to this. The state troopers came in. It was snowing and snowing and snowing. The troopers could not find the body. All the local dogs were bringing home femurs and tibias. It's such a small town. Their neighbors, the Moody's, claimed it was their dog that found the head, and that Clarence, her dog, had stolen the head from their dog, and
There was
taken
a
it-
fight
and that
over
was-
the
that's
head?
right. That's the definition of a small town. There was a lot of
Now, where's your wife from?
New Boston, New Hampshire,
Okay.
and
I thought you said Boston. I was like,
No,
this sounds
no.
like a mob hit right here.
That's what it eventually turned out. It was a
Really?
mob hit. It was an accountant who got
Ashlea
hooked up with the
Kosikowski.
mob, and he was buried in a shallow grave in the woods behind their house. But I also have to say I love, as a dog owner, the happy, joyous, tail wagging.
I know. You never know
dog
what it's
who's
gonna.
bringing you
when
something.
they bring you a present.
Yeah.
Well, Archie's never brought me a human head. Thank goodness.
I hope not.
Not yet.
Oh, how big
You
was
can't
the
beat that
dog, by the
story.
way? Do you know how big a dog?
I don't
was
know
it like
how
a
big he
Chihuahua
was.
trying to carry a
No,
human
no.
head,
I think
or
he
was
was
it like a
a good-sized,
Okay.
head-bearing dog.
strangest thing I have ever heard?
Oh my God.
So would you
How
attach?
do you
My
follow
question
that?
is, would you? I know. I'm looking at the picture and I'm thinking about this human head in my mind. Would you attach the finger? Because the doctors say that they may be able to reattach it, but after it's been in the bottom of a lake and then in a fish's,
I mean, you're
bellies.
already, what, 4 down? I'd just say, leave it.
Is it-
because which finger is
Is
he
it
gonna put it
functional?
on? I don't know. I don't
that's-
know if they know that.
We have a lot of
Wild.
questions about this before
Yeah.
we respond.
And then
Yeah.
which finger would you reattach it to? Because if you're missing 4, you can.
Well, you know which
can
one I'd
imagine.
reattach it to.
I know which one you would reattach it to. You can get the
So I
index
can tell
finger, of
people
course.
how I feel all the time.
And then you wouldn't even. There'd be no effort to that whole hand gesture
I
at
know.
all. It would just
No effort whatsoever.
go off without a hitch.
No, I'd reattach my ring finger so I could wear my ring.
I just leave it off because it's. Plus, it's a. I don't know. It's kind of a fun story. Hey, you want to know what happened to this finger? I'm gonna leave that one alone. Let's go to number 3. Drought's big problem. We had a big drought last week. They have a huge drought in Zimbabwe. Due to the lack of water, it's led to a, quote, buildup in the sewer system. I think you can kind of imagine what we mean by that. So the sewage pipes, they could use a good flushing. So the government has organized 1 million citizens, because there's 1 million people in this area, to do a synchronized toilet flushing. Apparently it's like 7:30 in the evening or something, and they're all going to flush their toilets. This big wave of toilet water is supposed to flush the pipes. Do you think it'll work?
I get that beat.
I defer to you.
No, I don't.
I was like,
Your
I'm
wife
done
found a
with
head
this.
in the toilet.
No, I don't know. And do they? Does everyone use the toilet
First,
Before they-
simultaneously?
I don't know if that's a
The
requirement.
family that goes together stays together, kind of. I don't know.
It's,
fill it up first.
yeah, don't waste it. You don't literally waste it because you're going to flush it all down anyway. Might as well at least get
Horrible. This is a
I know.
horrible,
Really?
horrible story.
Really, Rob?
I know how to
Really?
pick them. I know how to pick. Come on, you don't think that's funny that 1 million people are going to flush toilets simultaneously and try to flush all the mess out of the sewer system?
It sounds like it just could end up being a complete and total disaster. This does not sound like a good idea.
Can you imagine the one guy that didn't get the memo that it was the 730 million man flush that they're going to do, and he's trying to clean
And
out
it
the...
comes up his toilet instead.
Yeah, exactly. He might get his
He's
own.
the one person who
his
didn't
own little
participate.
backup.
Yeah, I don't think.
You don't think it's going to work?
I don't
Plus,
think it's
if
gonna
they're in a drought, they're wasting a lot of water, aren't they? Flushing the toilet? That's what I was thinking of. You're using all that
The
water.
meteorologist over here has
Water conservation.
drought concerns.
It's going to need to rain there. There it is. It all goes down the toilet.
Well,
all right.
Tim knows what it's like to be without a toilet, right? I mean, there are no toilets on Revolution.
Do they have toilets on Revolution?
There would be no. Well, would be outhouses on Revolution.
Yeah, outhouses.
So the
you can go
blackout
back in
affects
time, yeah.
toilets
Well,
as
the water stops running
Yeah.
because power.
That's
yeah,
right. There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Ashlea Kosikowski, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you got
All
it.
right.
Got your back.
I love this picture of the bird, by the way, which I don't think is the actual picture of the bird that's in this story. But birds can be incredibly intelligent, even learning to speak. Well, one cockatoo owner in Rhode Island, he got a $15 fine because his neighbors complained that his bird, who uses foul language, let's say, foul, no pun there, violated the town's ordinance
Wow.
against pets.
Wow, really?
Sorry.
He went
Wow.
You know, they have this ordinance where, you know, your dog can't habitually bark, it can't make a lot of noise. So someone complained that his bird is talking all the time and using all this bad language. So,
Well, if I had a bird that spoke, it would probably just curse.
oh, I know
I
your
mean-
bird would.
I am like the foul mouth person in the newsroom, if you can believe it. I don't know. You
And
can't
that's-
believe it 'cause
and
I'm
that's
so
the
ladylike
truth,
right
by the
now.
way.
But the thing is, it reminds me of when I first started working here.
Yes.
Scott, our boss, didn't think I cursed. He told everybody, watch your language around Ashley, because he had only ever met me in my interview. And he thought I didn't curse. Well, of course I didn't curse. I was on my interview.
Right.
Like, who curses like a sailor on their job interview? Not this girl. I waited till I was comfortable, and on my second day of work, I dropped a bunch of F-bombs. And then,
It caught him completely off guard.
yeah, I had no idea what to do.
The whole newsroom was completely stunned.
Because they had been told that I was, you know, just
She's cute little
An
Ashlea
angel.
Kosikowski.
an angel. Like, yeah, exactly.
Don't let
But
this...
wait, you did finish this story. I like this story. It's a good story.
With the bird?
Yes.
Well, no. So he got fined the $15, and now he's trying to appeal the fine because
Which is amazing in and of itself, that it's a $15 fine and you're going
You're
to the
appealing
trouble of
that.
appealing it. But who was it who
It's gonna
brought the
cost more
fine
in
against
attorney
him?
fees.
I think it was the neighbor, wasn't it? That
It was his ex-wife.
Oh, that's right.
It was
That's
his
right.
ex-wife who lived with the neighbor. Yeah, that's what the story said.
The neighbor lives with his ex or her ex-husband.
And she apparently, if I remember the
This is
story
a
right,
nasty divorce.
she apparently objected to the language the bird was using, which to me begs a First Amendment question.
Do birds have First
Do
Amendment
I was
rights?
gonna
don't
ask
know
that.
Do birds have I don't know whether birds have First Amendment rights or not, but
There's a legal question. Is there a lawyer in the audience? No? I don't
But
know.
I mean, I wonder if she's objecting to whatever he's saying because they were things that he used to say to her.
Oh, like
in,
giving the
in the
secrets.
heat of a fight, though.
Or
you
the
know?
heat of
He's like,
something else.
You're ugly and stupid and you can't cook, and that's what the bird is repeating. And now she moved away from him to get away from him, and she can hear this bird still, you know, griping about her meatloaf through the walls. I don't know. That's just my theory.
Or, you know,
do you
there's...
think it's really the bird? Do you think it's the ex-husband
Yeah.
pretending to be a bird yelling things at her?
You shouldn't have left him. Shouldn't have gone there.
You're nothing without him. I don't know. That's my best bird.
Just trying to go through the walls of the apartment. I don't know. It is a funny story.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, let's move on to number one. Our number one topic for this week. I read this. It's a short story, but it's a funny story. So here's what happened. Rescue workers, they do some very dangerous work, and it's hard to say that with that picture up there. In Turkey, divers responded to a lifeless woman's body floating in the Black Sea. Of course, you can tell from the picture what it was. When they went to rescue the woman, it turned out to be a blow-up doll. What I want to know is, how do you think the blow-up doll got in the middle of the Black Sea?
Tim, can you beat this one?
All right, no, but I just want to say, first of all, blow-up doll she has a name, and her name is Amanda. We've been separated for a long time, and I'm so happy to see her back.
It's no wonder she drowned herself in the Black Sea.
Yeah, I know. You know, the other
That
thing,
is an
the thing
Emmy
that was
and
so,
Oscar award-winning performance.
There you go.
right
Ladies and
there.
gentlemen,
It
Tim
was so
Guinee.
weird. There was a whole thing too of this story that I found fascinating about. And once they recovered the body, they disposed of it. And
They put it in the trash.
they put it in the trash, which I think, you know what? These ladies who have given so much for so long, shouldn't there be
To
some
so many.
retirement?
So
home?
many. How many people are using?
I don't do
Yeah, I don't want to touch that.
Why are you pretending? Admit it.
Well, I just
you
think
know about these
there
things.
is some fisherman in the Black Sea who's like, where did Amanda go? Where is she?
Why did she take her own life?
I like Amanda. Amanda's such a lovely conservative name.
Isn't she?
for-
Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? She's
And
blonde.
I wonder if the boater is saying, you know, I had a life jacket on her and everything.
Why would you put a life jacket on her?
Because, I mean, obviously she was really important to somebody. I mean, Tim's over here crying about
They
her.
float. I don't know that from personal experience. I've been told by
you've been
meteorologist deviants. I know that they float. But
I just, I don't know if it was near the beach, but they also, it was not clear where the blow-up doll had come from.
Well, duh.
But the Black Sea is a key tourism destination for Turks and also sees busy international marine shipping traffic.
What are they trying to say about Marines?
I don't think they meant it
Marine
that way.
shippers.
I also like that, you know, and we threw it away, and I'm just imagining some guy saying, I got it, I'll throw it away.
Yeah,
I got
that's the
this.
one part of the story I do not buy. They did not throw that away.
Or imagine the guy that's going dumpster diving, you know, because they have the people that go and look for their next meal in the dumpster, and lo and behold, look what I found.
It's your lucky day.
Happy birthday.
Amanda found a new home.
Amanda. We're going to miss Amanda, aren't we? Well, that is all the time we have for Six Things.
What happened? What just happened?
I'm
for
sad
20
about
minutes?
Amanda now. I am.
God.
What happened for 20 minutes?
Oh.
That is actually his tagline.
That should be the title of your show.
I'd like to thank Amanda for being here, for not being here, for making an appearance.
Why 6 things? Why not? What just happened?
Because
That
we're
should be
Channel
the title.
6. That's
Okay.
why we. Well,
All right.
that's my reason for it.
Okay.
6 things that it should be like 6 things that actually we just commented on. 6
Yeah.
things, really?
That we BS about for 10, 15, 20 minutes.
I think Scott thought of the title.
So Scott, he's hiding behind the cameras over there. Well, thank you very much to Tim Guinee
Thank
and
you.
Ashlea Kosikowski for being here. This has been a lot of fun. I wish you guys could stick around forever. Ashlea, you've got to get back to work. Join us next week.
Wow.
Where we
You
have
just said I wish you guys
2 more
could
guests.
stick around forever
and
except
6
you,
more.
Ashley.
Except you. Go
Beat
back
it.
to work.
Yes, get
So
in
you
there.
can have some quality time with Tim. I see how it is.
Right. And